Bai Tengyun himself did not attract much attention, but the group of sturdy men behind him caused all the spectators to be dumbstruck, because, embroidered on the breast of every one of them was the word, Baili. Within the jurisdiction of Dayuan City, there was only one party that dared to use the name Baili as their symbol, and that was the Baili sect, aside from the Royal House of Dayuan, one of the four greatest parties in the area. Pooh! Quite a number of people had choked in shock, though they did not recognize Baili Tengyun. But since this young man had the ability to take command of such a large group of disciples from Baili sect, his status would definitely not be too low. Moreover, he actually addressed Linghan as brother, and with such familiarity. So what did this signify? That Linghan had a very good relationship with the Baili sect. Cheng Jiyu's expression changed once more. No matter how confident he was, he would never presume that he had the ability to oppose the Baili sect. The latter actually had an elite warrior of the 9th layer of Gushing Spring Tier as support. Not even if there was 100 of him would he be able to oppose an opponent of such overwhelming might. His only remaining hope now was that this supposedly very powerful brat did not actually possess a very high status in Baili sect. Hardly has one wave subsided when another rises. From afar, another bout of dust and dirt flew, and a second group of riders was very quickly making its way over. "Ha, so it appears that Brother Baili has arrived first." A young man jumped off his horse. It was Jin Wuji. He raised his clasped hands in Ling Han's direction and said, "Brother Ling, I've also brought some people from my humble clan to give you a hand." To actually dare to harm Uncle Ling, I would like to see who has such audacity. He had already dispersed the bad feelings between himself and Ling Han, so now the relationship between the two of them was quite friendly. Cheng Jiyu could not help giving a humph and said, "And who are you to dare talk so big? How dare you?" One of the guards of the Jin clan stepped out. "Have your dog's eyes gone blind? This is our clan's third young master, Jin Wuji." Pooh! The townspeople had barely just regained their composure, and now suddenly there was another wave of shock and astonishment. Who was Jin Wuji? The third young master of the Jin clan, and also the most talented person amongst the younger generation of the Jin clan. He may very possibly inherit the position of clan head of the Jin clan in the future. If that was true, then would the brother Baili Jin Wuji spoke of just now actually be Baili Tengyun? After all, the sect master of the Baili sect only had a single son, and he should be about 16 or 17 years old. Hiss, two of the most powerful parties of Dayuan City had arrived, and neither of them was represented by a minor character. One of them was the young sect master, while the other was the future clan head, and they both treated Ling Han like a brother. Were they fakes? How could that be possible? Who dared to pass themselves off as these two in Dayuan City? Were they tired of living? Cheng Jiyu finally revealed a most uneasy expression. Ling Han now had the protection of two ultra-powerful parties, so even if he managed to somehow get through these two great parties to take Ling Han's life, he himself would also definitely be hunted down and killed by these two great parties. All of a sudden, he was trapped in a dilemma. Should he get his revenge or give it up? He had not yet come to the realization that the matter today would not be solved with a simple "I give up" from him. From the moment he had made a move towards the Ling clan, his fate was already decided, and that was death. Tang, tang, tang! From afar, another pack of riders were very rapidly nearing. The townspeople were already numb with shock, thinking that could this be another member of one of the great powerful parties again? Ha 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 ha! Brother Jin, Brother Baili, you two have really arrived very quickly. Amidst a bout of laughter, Li Dong leaped off his horse, strode over, and said, "Brother Ling, if you have need of our Stone Wolf sect, you only have to say the word." Hong. When they heard these words, all of them were struck with absolute astonishment. Though the Jin clan and the Baili sect were indeed powerful on their own, still they were based very far from here. The Stone Wolf sect was their real overlord. When Amir Malang had come here, he was already enough to cause every one of them to feel fear and dread. And this person was actually able to treat Jin Wuji and Baili Tengyun as brothers. So his status must definitely be above Malang. Cheng Wen-kun was really about to start crying. What was going on here? Why did so many of the ultra-powerful parties appear one after another? And why were they all on Ling Han's side? Jin Clan, Bailey Sect, Stone Wolf Sect. Any one of these parties would be able to obliterate Chen Clan 10 times over with a mere twitch of their fingers. Thank you, everyone. Wait for me to kill my enemy, and we will have a good drink together. Ling Han said, raising his clasped hands. You can help me eliminate the Chen Clan. Just leave these two chief culprits to me. You can depend on us. Jin Wuji and the other two agreed straight away. Putting aside the fact that all three of their parties collaborated together, even if there was only one of them here, their might would be more than enough to easily wipe out the Chen Clan. No, no, no. Cheng Wen-kun said, trembling, You can't do this. You can't do this. When you wiped out my Ling clan, why had you been so merciless then? Ling Han said in a deep voice, I have always been a very fair person. If others respect me, I will do the same. But if anyone dares to harm a single hair on the heads of my family, I will definitely return the favor 100-fold. Jin Wuji and the other two leaders, with a wave of their hand, led their groups in an advance. Without an elite warrior like Cheng Ji-yu overseeing things, what could the Chen clan count as? Stop right there. Cheng Ji-yu shouted loudly. He would of course not simply stand by and watch as his clan is being wiped out. But he had just raised his foot when he saw Zhu Heixin and Zhang Weishan had simultaneously leaped out and surrounded him, one of them in front of him, while the other behind him. Tang, tang, tang. And it was at this moment that more and more people rushed over. Among them, there were minor clans of Dayuan City, as well as parties from other towns. Some even had elite martial artists of Gushing Spring tier in their midst. They arrived one after the other and practically drowned Grey Cloud Town with their numbers. This was too scary. Now, aside from the royal house of the Dayuan king, all the parties with some reputation had practically all arrived. And these people, they had all come because of Ling Han. Since when had this young master trash become so awesome? Cheng Wen-kun's face had turned ashen. Looks like Chen Clan would not be able to escape this calamity that would befall them today. He was filled with regret. Why had he not simply killed off Ling Dongxing? At least then, he would have pulled this sworn enemy of his to death with him, so he would not have a very lonely journey to the afterlife. Pa! Ling Han's foot lowered and stepped heavily upon Cheng Wen-kun's face. Old dog, you still dare to have evil intentions even now. Ha ha ha! So what if I die? Your Ling Clan clansmen have also died with me. Cheng Wen-kun knew that he would not be able to survive, so he decided to simply throw caution to the wind and glared furiously at Ling Han. Pa! Ling Han gave another stamp of his foot and shattered all the teeth in Cheng Wen-kun's mouth. The agony caused him to move around vigorously, yet because Ling Han was still stepping on him, he only managed to continuously flop around on the ground. Brother Ling! A tall young man stepped out from the ranks of the others. This young man's aura swept out in terrifying ripples. It was Qi Yongye. Greetings, fourth prince. The others all bowed in greeting. Fourth prince? The townspeople of Grey Cloud Town were all stunned for a very long moment. Finally, they came back to reality and quickly followed the others to bow down in respect. Their thoughts were all filled with astonishment. Now, all the different parties of Dayuan City had arrived, and they had only one reason for coming here. Ling Han. What magic did he actually possess? And in this moment, Cheng Wen-kun had dropped completely into the depths of despair. Even the royal house of Dayuan had come because of Ling Han, so what hope was there left for the Chen clan? Are you going to force me to go all out? Cheng Ji-yu roared loudly, his eyes wide with fury. From the looks of it, the Chen clan would definitely be wiped out today. Therefore, he definitely had to escape and survive so that he could find a chance in the future to kill Ling Han. Not just Ling Han, but also all the other survivors of the Ling clan. Your only path is death. Zhu Heixin said coldly. Cheng Ji-yu actually dared to harm the father of someone he thought of as half his master. The old man was also now in a towering rage.